Good morning. Mark is running a little late today. He asked me if we get started, but he will be here very soon. Anyway, so let's just get ourselves breathing and centering ourselves and releasing everything it took to get us here today. Just listening to ourselves, just quiet inside. We're focused on our breathing. As I say with my students, blow out the candle, right? Breathe in the flowers, smell the flowers, right? Blow out the candle.
And so as we return to our normal breathing pattern, we're reminded that all that is divine, sacred, and holy is nearer to us than our breathing, closer to us than our very own hands and feet. Let us sink further still into the center of the I am that I am. There is that place within us that has never been nor could ever be hurt or harmed or endangered in any way. It is our spiritual core. It is our true essence. It is ever connected to the divine source energy that only wishes to impress itself upon us based on our willingness to receive. So in this time of stillness and sacred silence, let's ask ourselves, what blessings are we willing to receive this day? What blessings are we willing to receive this day? What blessings are we willing to receive this day? What blessings are we willing to receive this day? inviting us to use our breathing to breathe in each of the blessings you're willing to receive this day. Just infuse the entire body temple, all the levels of consciousness, all the atoms, molecules, cells, and fiber of our beingness. We breathe all the blessings in a deeper, broader, brighter way. And with our exhalations, surrender anything that doesn't match the highest blessings, the highest good. Let it go with your exhalations. Let it go through the soles of your feet to Gaia, Mother Earth, to recycle, refresh, restore, make new. Nothing can block or hinder, defer, deny, or delay each of these blessings from reaching you with ease and with grace. I invite you now to take a look at what healing are you willing to receive for yourself this day? Inviting you to allow for the healing energy of divine, the creator of all and all as all. What healings are you willing to receive for yourself this day? Healings in all forms, physical, mental, emotional, psychological. What healings are you willing to receive and declare for yourself and affirm for yourself this day? Inviting you to allow all multi-dimensional healings to take place with ease and with grace. Inviting you to use your breathing to allow and continue to allow all healings to occur throughout the body temple, throughout all levels of consciousness, throughout all levels of your beingness, with ease and with grace. And inviting you to use the exhalations and the soles of the feet to release, surrender, bless, and release all that is no longer serves you for your highest and best good. Clearing a greater pathway for all healings, physical, emotional, psychological, any category, all areas. Multidimensional healing taking place right here, right now. Allowing through the exhalations anything that no longer serves you for your highest and best good to simply be released. Bless and release it with our exhalations. Release it, see it go through the soles of the feet to Gaia Mother Earth to recycle, refresh, restore, repurpose, make new. Inviting you to consider what demonstration, what transformation, what transformations, what demonstrations are you willing to receive for yourself, for your highest and best good this day? What transformations will you allow? What demonstrations will you receive for your highest and best good this day? Simply use the breathing to allow for even more transformation, even more demonstration, even more manifestation with no delay. And with our exhalations and through the soles of our feet, just release anything that may have heretofore blocked or hindered, deferred, denied, or delayed your highest and best good. Just let it go. Bless and release. Bless and release. Bless and release. Inviting you just to swipe the soles of your feet to the ground or whatever surface may be underneath you. The final blessings and releasings of all that no longer serves. And with our inhalation, let's allow for the heart space to fill with gratitude. Gratitude for the practice of meditation. Gratitude for our time of beingness together. Gratitude for our spiritual community. Gratitude for one another. We bring our attention back to the physical with our breathing. You may want to just tap the fingertips gently together. Tap the soles of the feet or the feet to the ground, making certain you can feel the chair supporting you or wherever you are sitting. And when you're ready and in your own time, just gently allow the outer eyes to open. Becoming aware of the sanctuary space, one another, the temperature. And with a grateful heart, we infuse this sanctuary space so that all who enter may receive their individual blessing, transformation, healing, demonstration, divine intelligence, and wisdom. Thank you to each of you. Thank you to David. Namaste.
Take a look at the person next to you. Say, God loves you and I love you too. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together, we come together, we come together in the name of love. Now look at the person next to you. Say, I recognize the God in you. Feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together, we come together, we come together in the name of love. We come together, yeah, we come together. Oh, we come together in the name of love. From every walk of life, every creed and color, in kinship we unite, in honor of the God in each other. Now look at the person next to you. Namaste, I bow to you. Feel the love in a sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together, we come together, we come together in the name of love. We come together, yeah, we come together. Oh, we come together in the name of love. joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Hey, 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 hey. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded who we come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, 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 hey. I'm in the right place at the right time, just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time, just where I'm supposed to be. And my soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I'm in the right place at the right time, just where I'm supposed to be. Yeah, I'm in the right place at the right time, just where I'm supposed to be. And my soul is welcome here. Yeah, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here. Yeah. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here. I said, my soul is welcome here. Yeah, my soul is welcome here. Yeah, my soul is welcome here. And your soul is welcome. And my soul is welcome here. Yeah, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. Getting the message loud and clear. Getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here.
Good morning, everyone. So nice to see everybody here this morning. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our Spiritual Center in Redlands. Thank you for everyone joining us live in our beautiful sanctuary, and to those who follow us on Facebook Live and watch remotely on YouTube. My name is Rick, and it is truly an honor and a privilege to welcome you to our Sunday celebration service. We are a New Thought spiritual community and all-inclusive to all spiritual truths from all world's religions, traditions, and spiritual paths. We focus on the philosophy of science of mind, which was developed in the early 20th century by writer and lecturer Reverend Dr. Ernest Holmes, who developed a fresh new way for us to look at ourselves and how we fit into our world. We honor all people from every background, all races, sexual orientations, gender expressions, and spiritual paths. No matter who you are or where you are on your journey of faith, you are always welcome here. If you are with us for the first time, please raise your hand so we can allow us to greet you properly. All right, we know everybody. We are delighted to have you all with us today. A gentle reminder to please silence your cell phones and place them safely away so you may participate more fully. Thank you.
So, another chance to get centered here. In this very room, there's quite enough love for one like me. And in this very room, there's quite enough joy for one like me. And there's quite enough hope and quite enough power to chase away any gloom. For spirit, one spirit is in this very room. In this very room, there's quite enough love for all of us. And in this very room, there's quite enough joy for all of us. There's quite enough hope and quite enough power to chase away any gloom. For spirit, one spirit is in this very room. In this very room, there's quite enough love for all the world. And in this very room, there's quite enough joy for all the world. And there's quite enough hope and quite enough power to walk through our every fear. For spirit, one spirit is in this very room. In this very room. In this very room.
And so I invite us to take in the divine, sacred, and holy breath. Let's breathe that in together. And with our exhalation, let's release and surrender all that does not match all that is divine. Just let it go. Let it go through every pore of our beingness, just releasing it with ease and with grace. And with our inhalation, we breathe in again the divine, sacred, and holy breath. And with our exhalation, releasing anything and everything that does not match all that is sacred, just let it go. And with our next inhalation, we again breathe in the divine, sacred, and holy breath. Exhaling anything and everything that does not match all that is holy, just let it go. If it no longer serves us for our highest and best good, it is not needed. We need not carry it. It need not weigh us down any longer and any further. With our next breath, we breathe in divine, sacred, and holy breath. And release anything and everything that does not match all that is holy. Just let it go. So as we return to our normal breathing pattern, we're reminded that all that is divine, all that is sacred, and all that is holy is nearer to us than our breathing. It's closer to us than our hands and feet. It is the I am that I am. It is the I am that you are. And it is right where you are, in its perfection, in its wholeness, in its grace, in its joy, in its love. This power and this presence created you as a masterpiece, nothing missing, lacking, needing, nor wanting. And so this day, let's ask ourselves, how many blessings are we willing to receive for ourselves this day? How many healings are we willing to receive for ourselves this day? How many transformations are we willing to receive? How many demonstrations for our highest and best good? And with our exhalations and through the soles of the feet, just allow anything that no longer serves, anything that's a lower frequency or vibration to be released and removed back to Gaia, Mother Earth, to recycle, refresh, repurpose, restore, and make new. So I know that everything in this very room that we need is the same analogy for in our very beingness. Everything that we've ever needed has already been encoded in our DNA. And I'm inviting you to unlock the codes of the DNA so that this divine wisdom can have more of its full sway in, through, and as my very life, in, through, and as your very life this day. Just declare it for yourself. Right where I am, God is. Right where I am, Spirit is. Whatever word you want to use, let's declare something like this together. Right where I am, God is. Right where I am, Spirit lives. Right where I am, divine intelligence dwells. This is the truth. This is the absolute truth. I know it to be. And so I bless this service as it continues to unfold with ease and with grace. I bless the music. I bless the technology. I bless each person here. I bless each person within the sound of my voice. I know that if you found it on a recording, it was right at the divine right timing for this particular message to be found. And as we do every week, I'd like us to include those in our hearts for a prayer this day. We start with our own names, and then we'll name those in the sanctuary space for those with who have called our prayer ministries, requested prayer worldwide, and that are on our hearts this day. So state your own name out loud, Brother Mark. And now those that you're holding in highest prayer this day. Heidi, Oksana, Vladimir, See them as the Spirit sees them. See them as they were created, whole, complete, perfect. See beyond the physical to the divine. See light and love, intelligence. Infuse each with ease and with grace, perfect in divine health and wholeness. See with right seeing. Know that Spirit can make a way where I as a human may not know the way. And that all pathways are full of grace and ease and joy. And that everything continues to unfold in order, even despite what appears to be complete chaos at times. See divine order even beyond what can appear like chaos. And so now we infuse ourselves with the peace that passes human understanding. Let's try to find that and anchor that for ourselves. Once we find it for ourselves, we can then extend it to the world. Peace, peace, peace. And at the moment you can find it for yourself, then it's time to expand it. We send it through the sanctuary space, the double doors, the rooftops, throughout the city. We take it through the state. We take it to the galaxies, the stars, the seas, the skies, the oceans, the mountains. Take it now worldwide to all those areas in struggle, conflict, strife, war. See miracles occurring, that peace with the capital P, that peace has its full sway now. Inviting you to join me to see world leaders change their minds and policy positions toward and for peace now. See humanitarian aid reach those in most critical need, always, on time, every time. This is the promise of the Spirit. I know we have 2 or more gathered, and we rest on a rock of truth about this, and shall not be moved nor swayed till there's a full demonstration, transformation, and manifestation of this as so, with no delay. So let's take in again that divine, sacred, and holy breath. And with our exhalation, release all lower frequencies and vibrations, any remnants that no longer serve. And as we return to our normal breathing, I invite you to find comfort and solace in the knowing that Spirit created each of us whole, complete, perfect. Nothing missing, lacking, needing, nor wanting. The divine's Mona Lisa. This is the truth. I declare it to be so. I know that any words that needed to be uttered in this prayer that have not been uttered are received as an affirmative yes, for the universal intelligence only knows to say yes. Yes, yes, yes. You are the beloved in whom Spirit is well pleased. And if you believe that, let's declare it for ourselves. I am the beloved in whom Spirit is well pleased. If that felt good to you, let's say it again. I am the beloved in whom Spirit is well pleased. I am the beloved in whom Spirit is well pleased. Are you? Yes. So together we've said yes. I am grateful for the word that has been spoken through me. I declare it as true, as so, nothing missing, lacking, needing, nor wanting. And despite any appearance, I proclaim right here and right now, life is good all the time. And invite you to say together with me, and so it is. And now we're going to invite up Rick to do a reading for the day.
Good morning again. I can definitely use some divine intelligence this morning. The life you want to grow into will ask you to gather and reclaim ingredients you may have lost along the way. Your voice, your truth, your choice, your bravery, your boundaries, and your care. Learn to recognize these things, to find them and gather them from your heart and belly. With these ingredients of inner power held strongly in your being, you can grow towards a life more attuned with your heart. Written by Bridget Anna McNeil. Thank you.
Thank you, Rick. All right, so good morning, everybody. Welcome to CRS Redlands, Center for the Realization of Spirit. My name is Brother Mark, Practitioner Emeritus, so 20 or more years of service. That's what defines a Practitioner Emeritus, and I'm grateful to have that. So thank you for being here today. Are you ready to complete the little booklet that we started? Do you know that we're on the 12th chapter? Isn't that great? And we're going to complete it this day. So it's good to see everybody here. I'm feeling like there's a deepness in the room, so do you want me to go off message, or there's like a deepness that I am acknowledging in the room, and I think we should acknowledge that. It's a heaviness. And so I'm going to try to include all of what I'm feeling and what you're feeling, if I can, with the talk title too. I think it's Primary Cause, Pure Spirit. Is that what it is? Primary Cause, Pure Spirit? Is that right? So part of this is just natural. We talk about it all the time from here, that in the human, it can be the heaviest because we take in the weights of the world, right? And many are empaths. I know many in the room are empaths. And many have powers and abilities. So that means it's even taking on the burdens and energetics of others. So when we do that, or when we can do that, and when we're blessed to have these powers, we have to do even more work for ourselves. We have to do even more work for self-care. We have to do even more exercise. I know if you don't want to exercise, I'm going to say walk, if we can walk. Roll, if we can roll. Get out in the air. Sometimes just opening doors and windows is helpful. Sometimes hugging, like one person said to me before, hug a tree, because the trees have these incredible energetics and healing powers. We need to sometimes put our feet in the ocean. And sometimes I get angry because I go visit my folks and they're right in Huntington Beach, 2 blocks from the water, and how many times have I ever actually gone to the water and seen them? Maybe twice in like the last 7 years. It's not enough. You know, I admire the people that take their sojourns, the journeys to Greece or wherever you're going to go on your outings. It's important to keep traditions of wellness, that whatever they are for yourself, because it's heavy duty. It's also possible it can get even heavier. I hate that I'm even saying that out loud. It can get even heavier. And now some of it just looks like complete farcical lunacy. It's like, what? So we have to immediately, like we've been trying to watch some snippets of things that we used to watch all the time. Cannot. It has to be muted. We may even have to take a sledgehammer to the screens. And at the same time, it's almost like what's happening, and maybe, and I'm just going to say maybe it's a final clearing of sorts too. I don't know. If it's not, we have to go to some other earthly place. I invite all of us to get tickets one way to that place. Because it could be the final clearing. When we do the breathing exercises of all that no longer serves, and we want it to be released through the molecules and atoms of our beingness, right? Back to the nothingness, because it's too heavy, it's no longer serves us. We have then allowing this idea of today's talk title. Tell me again. Pure spirit, I know, is the last part. Primary cause. Yeah, because we talked about it all the 12 weeks, that spirit is in, through, and as everything, including this. It's including through all the lunacy, all the chaos. It's a lot for all of us to handle. It's actually, I wouldn't even dare say it's too much. So maybe that's what everyone needed. Maybe that's what the majority wanted. I'm not really sure. Maybe it's what everybody needed to see how ridiculous, how farce, it's like a farce. Maybe that's what's needed. And so all of us are going to be charged with something that's divine and higher and holy, and it's going to get heavy. And I want to invite us to be real with whatever that is. And let's talk, we could talk about it. We can work through it. We can stay together. 2 or more gathered is very powerful. And have this energetic frequency that, for me, this must be the final clearing of all the lowest, darkest, saddest energetics, period. And that's how we can see past, and even including all of it. We have to see the divine intelligence to have its full sway. And if pure spirit is intelligent, then we have to be calling forth for something higher in the frequency and in the tone where the 2 or more are gathered, to know that something greater will occur. It shall occur. Can you join me there? Let's try to do that more and more. And if you want to have a special service where we just pass the mic for a minute or so and let it out, we can do that. We don't even have to have that recorded. It does not have to be on Facebook Live. And let's just talk about it after. If that's something you want to do, let's do. And so for today, I'm going to go back to the material, not to hide from what I know is being felt in the room, and to include it. Is that okay? I want to let you know that the easiest way to heal, this is I've found from having scraped knees and a lot of pain, is to include it, to not try to get over it. You know, sometimes, this was for me, it was in a romantic relationship that didn't last. It was like somebody, one of my angels on earth gave a glass heart to me and was saying, you know, like, this cannot be broken. It wasn't crystal, it was actual durable glass. And so the only way I was able to move forward is to include it in me and the beauty of me. So if we can take a minute to include all the areas that you may see within yourself as flawed in any way, let's try to include those. Are you willing to try to do that with me? In some Asian countries, they use actual gold, like pure gold. If a vase, have you seen these images? You probably have. You can Google it. When there's a chip or a crack in a beautiful porcelain vase or something like that, it's sometimes corrected with just pure gold. So it doesn't have to be thrown away. It can be made into something that's even more beauty. Some sayings I've seen about stained glass and the sun coming through, I mean, it's all the beauties of all the colors. So can we just take a minute together today to acknowledge individually, and I don't want to do it yet collectively, I just want us to do it individually, all the areas that we maybe have not yet included within ourselves. To just see it, paint it with gold, or whatever is the most precious thing to you. And let's see it in our mind's eye as inclusive within us. Instead of trying to say, that's not a part of who I am, it is a part of who I am. And I'm inviting you to include it for yourself and see if that helps in the healing journey. So any areas where we feel we fell short, where things haven't turned out as we planned, any areas where we thought we failed, any areas of misery, any unsolved issues of trauma, any issues of grief, pain, loss. I'm just going to invite us to take a minute to be together with this and then encapsulate it, hermetically seal it within ourselves, the deepest part of our spiritual selves, and include it if you're willing. I'm asking only if you're willing. I'm not ever going to ask anybody to do something you're not ready to do. If you're willing, see if you can include it. See if you can paint it as another color in the stained glass window. See if you can include it in gold. See if you can encapsulate it. And in divine light and love intelligence, somehow, that, however that feels for you, it can be very healing. Let's just take a minute to see if we can do that together. Any and every area. Let's not name it, just include it. It doesn't have to be named. You know what they are. If it's something super heavy, you might see an image of a scissors and cut the cords of it. Blessing and releasing. Blessing and releasing. Almost see it now like an anchor. It drops to the bottom. It's gone. See it like it's an anchor. It's dropped to infinity. It can't surface and reappear anymore. When you're ready to do that, just see it completely gone and drop. And imagine now a helium balloon that's filled with divine helium, and release that now. And it surrenders past where we can grab it back, and shall always be with us, never forsake us. Provide for every one of our needs to be met on time every single time by our willingness to receive all blessings, healings, transformations, manifestations. Just imagine a whole bouquet of these divine helium balloons. And when you're ready, surrender those too. I'm trying to grab mine. Can't get it. Release all the magnificent divine energetics. And when you're ready, just breathe back into the moment in the body temple, and we'll come back together. And if you want to leave the outer eyes closed, you feel free. If you want to leave the eyes open, that's fine too. I hope that was a beginning process, and we can do more and more of that together. We don't have to record any of these things. These are the moments where we can realize our power, our divinity, and that is pure spirit. We're the hands and feet and mouthpiece for the divine. We're the fingers. We're the ones that do what we must do, right, on earth. We're living, hopefully, our life purpose, our mission. And it's different for each person. So I want to just thank you for allowing the space and time to just have this free-feeling, unscripted time together. And know that I'm not trying to say, well, that was it. We already did that. It's an ongoing process. And you can use your breathing at home. You can work with yourself individually or with others. You can call anytime. We can work together. We can work in community to do these types of things where we can jointly feel the heavy burdens of the human, and also, right, and also feel then how do we even including that, the book, right? We're finishing it. So are you guys okay with this, if we can keep going? I feel like we almost need a song, Gilman, so if you want to play a song, feel free. So the basis of all, and I'm just going to read fast like I've done. It's only a couple pages. I promise you, it's 3 pages. And just take in what you're able to take in for the day, okay? The basis of all mental healing is a change of belief, since the subjective mind tends to create all beliefs impressed upon it. It follows then that mental healing, the whole object is to change the belief. And we've spoken about this before, remember? We said if this is seed, soil, plant, right? Spirit, soul, body. The subjective is our soil, right? And it's basically everything that we just talked about before this. Maybe it is maybe it is maybe what's happening is what the majority wanted. And now, in order to change, to make sure that was the final cocoon, then it's going to take a majority we have to weed all this out in the subjective to get into body or form or effect, the butterfly world. I want to live in the Hello Kitty butterfly world with Heidi. If it's not Hello Kitty and it's not butterflies, we're not having it. Right? It's possible. It's possible. So there's one primary cause, and it's perfect. The primary cause is pure spirit, unhampered by any condition whatsoever. It's not subject to sickness or limitation of any nature. Did everybody already get that part? Am I going too fast? Okay. I will, because this is everything we're talking about before this. There's but one, that's a capital O, primary, capital P, cause, capital C. It is perfect. This primary cause is pure spirit. It's unhampered by any condition whatsoever. It's not subject to sickness or limitation or any nature. So, pure spirit, I would imagine, if it could smile, which I don't know that it can, it probably has a wry smile right now going, "Are you kidding me?" I don't think it's a person. I think it's an energy. Right? Does everybody got that so far? That our subjective thought patterns, that's the middle, the dirt, right? They're so filled with the belief in sickness and limitation, which has been handed down from countless generations, that we all have an unconscious conviction of the necessity of suffering. To get away from this, we must plunge through these subconscious reactions and endeavor to merge into the realm of pure spirit, capital S, the unconditioned, capital U, the perfect, capital P, and the absolute, that's a capital A. And I've got the handouts for you, so don't even worry. If you want to take notes, fine, but I have the handouts of all this. So that last paragraph, everybody caught it? It can include, some people are talking now about like ancestral or generational traumas, right? We can go back to, some of the cultures have had incredible amount of trauma, right? Some of our own ancestors have gone through incredible amounts of trauma. So we have to be willing to also do that kind of work to see, is anything like that still within us that we are ready to look at, release, and then see to release the anchors of, and to allow the divine helium balloons to be surrendered to. Any mental statements which will help us to do this are good. We must realize that disease is not an entity or a thing in itself. It is merely a negative condition logically flowing from a misuse of the principle of causation. And again, that's capital P and capital C. These subjective thought patterns are so numerous and so deep that the new idea does not always instantly change them. Gradually, however, the habitual false patterns, the false thought patterns, tend to loosen and disappear, and gradually a new channel is cut through to pure causation, which is always perfect. Once again, everything I just read is everything we spoke about before. It's the chrysalis, the cocoon, the remnants. It has to be. I have to believe that this is what's happening here. It has to be that the final despair, the final, there's so many adjectives for this. I don't know that I have all the right adjectives. And some of them are curse words that are coming to me. And it's okay to say all those things, because that's what's... Let me just repeat that last sentence. These subjective thought patterns are so numerous and so deep that the new idea, right, the Hello Kitty butterfly world, it does not always instantly change them. Gradually, however, the habitual false thought patterns tend to loosen and disappear, and gradually a new channel is cut through to pure causation, which is always perfect. So when we see it, when we hear it, when we feel it, when we despair, we have to see the world we want to create despite and including it, and refuse to surrender that. I believe the spiritual truth always has the final word. I do. I have to. I couldn't do any of this work if I didn't believe that the spiritual truth, which, by the way, is the thread in between all the great religious teachings of all the world religions, right? Right. We have to see that thread. See it. Let's cover it with gold. Let's see it as able to pierce through hatred, discrimination, fear, this mongering that is like power mongering, this ego. I mean, it's the lowest thing. It's speaking to us at a 4th grade level. And that's where some people are. Like a 4th grade level. What? So it has to be, to me, the cocoon. See it. We don't have to accept. We don't have to accept anything that we don't want to accept. And at the same time, it becomes a greater burden. It becomes a responsibility for the empaths, for those who, who you're all shaking your head like, I know. It becomes to be a beacon of light in a field of darkness. It's possible. So ask any of us to borrow a match, like ask us for a light. We're so powerful when we light one another. And so we need to continue, in my view, to do this. So it talks a little bit in this section, I'm just going to let you read some of it at home, about like what a practitioner is supposed to do, how a practitioner is supposed to treat, and all that. So I'm going to skim through that. So our job as practitioners, we become a temporary medium for the stream of perfect life through the person for whom we're praying about. Does that make sense? Despite what we see, they can be able, I've been in rooms where it's almost at the end of the physical, we're not going to have a conversation, but I can see, and I'm trained to see, and all of us can be trained to see, the eternal life, the divinity, despite the appearance. And that's what I'm asking for you to consider if you want to take that journey toward. So we have to see that there's one universal subjectivity flowing through each person that we call the individual subjective mind. We do this within our own consciousness. So I'm not needing the other person to agree with me. To me, it's more powerful when they do. It's not necessary. Every prayer I speak is for myself to see the truth about you or whoever I'm speaking the truth about. Does that make sense? I'm only clearing my own consciousness. So whatever words I say in a prayer are for myself to be able to see the truth that's your truth. That's the truth, meaning that you're divine, that you're created as a masterpiece of the divine, that there's nothing that needs to be added unto you in any way, that all of your needs that you're ever going to need are encoded in your DNA already. It's pretty easy for me to see this in this room. And sometimes what I do up here is just hermetically seal and bless each individual person. You probably can see that, or maybe you feel that. I do that all the time here. And whether I say that I'm doing it or just doing it, that's what I do. So that there's something higher and greater, that we have to learn how to seal ourselves in hermetic, the Hello Kitty butterfly worlds, and not allow anything that doesn't match our world to, it doesn't mean the other things aren't happening. It means that they can't take us down. That we won't let them stop us. We're not going to retreat to something that's in the past. Ooh, we're not going back. We're going to rise. And we're going to have bloody knees that need Neosporin, Bactrim, maybe even actually medications, right? We're going to bless and release those things. We're going to try not to take the things that were our medications that need medications. We're going to do our best. And at the same time in our teaching, what we do is we bless all of it, right? That's for our highest and best good. We want to know that. It's really important we start blessing our food again. We start, when things are going right and correctly, and things like we're having a win, we're having like success, bless those things. Sometimes we forget that we don't have to pray only when things are heavy. We can pray when things are all right and make them higher and even stronger. And then we can maybe catch one of the divine helium balloons that are out of our bouquet that left us higher. Okay, let me see what else. It's almost over. Stand by. So the practitioner thinks of the person as a pure spiritual individual. It can be a challenge, right? And it can be easy. I'm going to declare that it can be easy. Because sometimes what I said the other day just came out and it was really easy. I can love you, but I don't have to like you. I think for me, it might be easier to love everyone. I think like is a stronger word for me. That's just for me. I can love everyone because I'm including them in the divine that they are. I don't like many. I don't like the ones that cut us off on the freeway or the ones that want to race us. I'm like, okay, race me. Because, you could race me, but there's just a car going slower before me. Sometimes I even go to the right so you can do what you're doing to me to the other car. Not that I want to hurt the car before me, but I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is crazy. It's part of the cocoon again. It's part of the cocoon again. And if I do something to participate in it, is my free will and choice, right? Or I can go to my Hello Kitty butterfly world again and say, I'm only going to stay here. So that means I have to move out and let the other people race, let them do their thing. And also, I could proclaim something that is what we were trained to do when we heard an ambulance or sirens. You can just do a blessing on all sides of that. Isn't that interesting? I remember that from more than 20 years ago when I took training. Just bless all sides of that, anything that's happening in that. And we're supposed to move over, right? In this new world order, they don't always move over. I saw that the other day too. I mean, what more than a huge fire truck and sirens and ambulances does somebody need to not go through the light? I mean, I watch all this all the time when I'm going to work back and forth. You're like, I mean, who's in the car? Driving that car. So, we have to know this despite what we see. This is important, so let's see. We just see so I'm talking about how we're going to deal with everybody. We're going to see everyone as pure and perfect as is God, the living spirit. And all of our affirmations can be built upon this proposition. According to the law of subjective action and reaction, the result of this is to awaken the corresponding receptivity in the mind of the person we're praying about, which produces a corresponding flow of life, that's capital L, through that person. The process is very simple and very direct. There's never any sense of control. It's rather a sense of recognition and realization. Are you with me? If we look to the board, recognition is the first step of our 5 steps of affirmative prayer treatment. Realization's the third. It's right in there. I love this teaching, and I love how old this book is. It's more than 50 years old, last printed in the 70s, 71, and it still can teach all of us something because it's so clean in its writing. It's so, it just cuts through everything. So there's a principle, and we won't talk about it too much today, but it's called mental equivalence, and that's what this is. It's the app. When David the other day came up front and he had 100% at his third eye, he knew when I scanned my cell phone to the app of him, you received something that day at 100%. That's really impressive, so I thank you for that. That's the principle of mental equivalence. So until we can get, all the healings that are meant for us, we still have work to do. And I know that you're encoded with everything in the DNA, in your spiritual DNA, to be able to do it. Can you do it? Yes. Even though it's heavy? Yes. All right, we're going to get to the end right here. This creative law works independently of the intellect. Even an intellectual barrier on the part of the person we're praying about is no real barrier. And we want to encourage them to have a willingness to receive the healing. Spiritual mind healing is based on the theory that every individual is perfect at their source. The source of every individual is pure, undifferentiated spirit. Capital U, capital S. The spirit is not sick. Therefore, it does not need to be healed. In spiritual mind healing, the belief alone needs to be changed, thus permitting a new flow of pure spirit, unhampered by any thought of restriction, pain, or disease. And it's impossible to arrive at this conclusion unless one were firmly convinced that such a pure spirit is at the root of every person's being. So according to the law of cause and effect, which works from image, idea, and belief to form, that's our teaching symbol. It follows that in mental healing, we must rise above the belief, the idea, and then have an idea and the form that's no matter what such a belief may be, we can rise in consciousness to the perception of a pure stream of life, which is unconditioned, unhampered, and unimpaired in its movement. See through the apparent condition, which is real enough as far as it goes, to the reality with a capital R, which is perfect. So, because the unity of the mind principle, nothing is absent from it. Then as a practitioner or a person doing the prayer work, we can disregard the physical absence of a person. They don't need to be with us. We can hold them in consciousness and arrive at this perfection through the person receiving the prayer wherever they are. So it's just like the quote, we cannot solve a problem at the level of the problem, right? We have to rise to the spiritual idea that is the highest. So all practitioners work for themselves to find the absolute perfection and the beingness of the person we're praying about. The sole endeavor is to understand the spiritual perfection and to rise above whatever we see in the appearance, all the cocooning, to the realization that's rooted in pure spirit and perfect life. So we can see the butterfly Hello Kitty world as pure spirit and perfect life. So where the power lies is in our conviction. It's in our spiritual conviction that once we speak our word, that it's done, that it's true, that it's so. And then our only job, as Holmes would say, is to wait around with the energetic frequency that it's completed, and that everything then is for the highest and best good coming toward us, right? So I want us to be able to do that work together. So once we have the deep realization and recognition of the perfection, no condition can rise higher than its source. And then I must be certain that any source of my conviction rises higher than any objective fact which would contradict it. We're going to see a lot of objective facts that can contradict our Hello Kitty butterfly world. And so our job is going to be to rise above that, right? To see there's a perfection and order despite it. This whole process should seem simple rather than complex. It should be direct. And in treatment, we should be careful to use only the words which have a definite meaning to your own consciousness. There's no secret to it. It's not difficult to understand. It's simplicity itself. So I love this because you get to find for yourself the words that are meaningful to you. And I'd like to close with just 2 affirmations. Let's see first if you agree, because before we do an affirmation, we want to see if we agree. I am rooted in pure spirit, and the second's going to be, I am rooted in perfect life. Okay? I am rooted in pure spirit. Are you? Let's do it again. I am rooted in pure spirit. I am rooted in perfect life. I am rooted in perfect life. And so it is. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Brother Mark.
Thank you.
I know that Thanksgiving's still, a week and a half away, something like that. Or some of us like to celebrate Thanksgiving every day, especially in times of trouble and times of despair. We can all find something to be thankful for. But I won't be here next week. Al will be here. Al has his favorite Thanksgiving song, and I've got mine. And this is it. It's written by a guy named John Bacino, and it goes something like this. Details. I've got a roof over my head. I've got a warm place to sleep. Some nights I lie awake counting gifts instead of counting sheep. I've got a heart that can hold love. I've got a mind that can think. There may be times when I lose the light and let my spirits sink, but I can't stay depressed when I remember how I'm blessed. Grateful, grateful, truly grateful I am. Grateful, grateful, truly blessed and duly grateful. In a city of strangers, I found a family of friends. No matter what rocks and brambles fill the way, I know that they will stay until the end. I feel a hand holding my hand. It's not a hand you can see, but on the road to the promised land, this hand will shepherd me through delight and despair, holding tight and always there. Grateful, grateful, truly grateful I am. Grateful, grateful, truly blessed and duly grateful. It's not that I don't want a lot, or hope for more, or dream of more. Giving thanks for what I've got makes me so much happier than keeping score. In a world that can bring pain, I will still take each chance, for I believe that whatever the terrain, our feet can learn to dance. Whatever stone life may sling, we can moan or we can sing. Grateful, grateful, truly grateful I am. Grateful, grateful, truly blessed and truly grateful. Truly blessed and truly grateful.
Ladies and gentlemen, our music director, Gilman Carver.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gilman. And now it's time for the offering, so the usher is coming forth. For that, I invite you to, if you can give, and to give as generously as you can give. It's a same. I think the same portal from which we give is the same portal from which we receive. So I invite us to be generous givers and receivers. So there's an affirmation, and if you agree with it, we'll say it together. We can bless our tithes and our gifts and our offerings. From the love of pure spirit within me, I bless this gift. I send it forth to heal and bless and prosper. It is evidence of my faith and my belief. It does great work in the world. And it returns to me multiplied abundantly. And so it is.
Thank you for giving. Thank you for receiving. Thank you for being who you are. Thank you for breathing. Thank you for believing. Thank you for being who you are. The universe is flowing with love that's ever growing, and you are a vessel of that love. So thank you for caring. Bless you for your sharing. Thank you for being who you are. Thank you for being who you are.
And so I invite the congregation to outstretch our hands toward the offerings received. I invite, if you're watching remotely, to click on the donate method that David is putting in chat. And we know that these blessings continue to come each day of this week to surpass any previous weeks and allow for the next 70 years to be as good as the first 70 years of CRS Redlands. Can you feel it? Nothing can stop it, and we rest on the rock of truth that is true and so, and declare together, and so it is. And now, would you come on up, Rick, and do the announcements? Thank you. Thank you.
Wow, thank you, everybody. I know it's a little difficult out there for us now, but I think we need to approach this whole thing with some radical optimism, generate compassion for people we don't agree with, and continue to love each other unconditionally. These are the announcements for today. Join us for the RAIC Thanksgiving Redlands Area Interfaith Council today at 4 p.m. held at Congregational Emmanuel. The temple is located at 1496 Ford Street up the hill on the left side of the street. Our center has been asked to do the invocation for this event, so your participation and support is most welcome. Support is most welcome. Bring a pie as they offer dessert after service. Mark your calendar for the second Friday in December, the 13th at 6 p.m. for Gilman and Al's holiday concert and Ukraine fundraiser. Bring a potluck dish. The last one was incredible. You are invited to rise up for the closing song as the ushers open up the back doors. Stay with us after service for potluck snacks and fellowship time. Thank you for being here with us today.
I used to think I would always be alone, separate, misunderstood. I spent my days in quiet desperation. On the outside, things looked good. Then I discovered the error of my thinking, the lie at the base of all my fears. So simple that it turned my world around. Why did it take so many years? Now I am walking with my eyes wide open. I am going with my mind wide open. I am loving with my heart wide open. I am walking with my eyes wide open. Sing it with me. I am walking with my eyes wide open. I am knowing with my mind wide open. And I am loving with my heart wide open. I am walking with my eyes wide open. Wide open. There is no separation, no matter what it looks like. No separation, no matter what they say. No separation except what I